Welcome to the U.S. headlines. I'll jump right into it. Not shockingly, the exports of gas have reached almost just shy of 22 BCF a day, 10% over 22 numbers, and drilling keeps going. Next up, so the government is doing 12 more offshore and wind auctions, some on the East Coast, as far up as Maine, down into the central Gulf Coast, West Coast, off California and Oregon. Everybody gets a little bit. So the Biden administration is going after China in a big way. They're slapping 100% tariff on EVs and anywhere from 25 to 50% on a host of other items, about 13 more in total, including batteries and chips and that sort of thing. So FERC finally, after much debate and back and forth, have done for the first time in over a decade, changed the rules of trying to prompt a lot more transmission build out to reach the energy transition goals of renewables. So the next one, there's now, they've replaced the old tax credits for solar and wind, et cetera, with newer ones that last longer and more predictable as part of the IRA Biden thing. But now you can actually get tax credit for reaching net zero. That's the first. Finally, the Department of Energy and 21 other states have gotten behind increasing the existing capacity of the grid with grid enhanced technologies. So they're trying to squeeze more out of what's already there. Makes sense. So not shocking, says everywhere in the world. Data center growth is expected to double. Forecasted to reach about 9% of the total consumption of electricity in the US. So if you're a retailer with a large customer base in Maryland, sorry, the lawmakers there have made it darn near impossible to do business in that state once they implement the law changes. So the EPA, and this goes round in circles, depending on who the president is, EPA under Democrats issue very strict guidelines. They get sued. The Republicans come in and they erase these strict guidelines. Now it's the Democrats' turn, so they put new guidelines on that essentially if you're a fossil power plant, require EU carbon capture if you're less than 90% efficient, which is extremely rare. So I started with offshore wind. I'll end with offshore wind. New York, which held auctions and 3 different bidders won. All the bidders have pulled out, cost overruns and variance and so forth. They tried to renegotiate the price with the New York authorities, didn't work. So those kind of projects are now canceled and New York's back to the drawing board. Well, thanks for watching.